Chapter 20. When Mom and Dad returned home that evening, I hobbled downstairs to greet them. They both gasped when they saw my ugly, scabby face. Mom dropped the bag she was carrying. Her mouth fell open to her knees. Dad's eyes bulged. He stared at me for a long time. Then he burst out laughing. "Steve, that is the best costume!" he exclaimed. "Where did you get that?" "It's disgusting," Mom said. "Oh, I can't stand that open patch on top of the head and that horrible hole in your tooth." Dad walked around in a circle around me, admiring my new look. I put on the patched black suit that I wore as my hobo costume, and I found one of my grandpa's old canes in the closet, which I leaned on now. "It's great," Dad declared, squeezing my shoulder. I bought it at I bought the mask at a party store," I croaked. It was almost the truth. Mom and Dad exchanged glances. "The old man's voice is very good," Mom said. "Have you been practicing?" "Yes, all day," I replied. "Do you feel better?" Dad asked. "We didn't want to disturb you this morning since you weren't feeling good. Your mom and I had to leave so early." "I'm feeling much better," I lied. Actually, my legs were trembling and my whole body was drenched in a cold sweat. Feeling weak, I leaned harder on the cane. "Yuck! What's that in your hair?" Mom cried. "Spiders," I told her. I shuddered. I could feel them crawling over my head and in my ears. "They're so real looking," Mom declared, raising a hand to her cheek. She shook her head. "Are you sure you don't want to be a hobo? That mess must be so hot and uncomfortable." If she only knew how uncomfortable it was. "Leave him be," Dad scolded her. "He looks great. He's going to terrify everyone on the street tonight." I hope so, I thought. I glanced at my watch. Time to get going. "Well, he's terrifying me," Mom exclaimed. She shut her eyes. "I can't stand to look at you, Steve. Why did you buy something so ugly?" "I think it's funny," Dad told her. He poked a finger at my long tooth. "Great mask. Is it rubber?" "Yeah, I guess," I muttered in my quivering old voice. Mom made a disgusted face. "Are you trick-or-treating with Chuck?" I yawned. I suddenly felt so sleepy. "I promised my soccer players I'd meet them," I croaked. "Then I'm going over to Carl Beth's house." "But don't stay out too late," Mom said. "And if that heavy mask is too hot, take it off for a while, okay?" I wish, I thought bitterly. "See you later," I said. Leaning on the cane, I began dragging myself to the front door. Mom and Dad laughed at my funny walk. I wasn't laughing. I wanted to cry. Only one thing kept me from breaking down and telling them the truth. Only one thing kept me from telling Mom and Dad that I was trapped inside this horrible mask and that had turned me into a weak, ancient creature. Revenge. I could see the terrified expressions on the face of my soccer team, and I could hear their howls of horror as they went running for their lives. That cheered me up and kept me going. I grabbed the doorknob and struggled to pull open the front door. "Steve, wait!" Dad cried. "My camera! Wait, I want to take a picture." He disappeared and stared at the camera. "Your trick-or-treat bag!" Mom cried. "You forgot your trick-or-treat bag!" She rummaged around in the front closet until she found a shopping bag with raw pumpkins all over both sides. I knew I couldn't manage the cane and the shopping bag, but I took it from her anyway. "I'll throw the bag away when I get outside," I decided. I didn't plan to trick-or-treat. I knew it would take me half an hour just to walk up someone's driveway. Dad burst back into the living room. "Say cheese," he cried, raising his little camera. I tried to twist my wormy lips into a smile. Dad flashed the camera once, then 3 more times. Blinded by the bright flash, I said goodbye and made my way to the front outdoor. The white circles followed me into the night. I nearly fell off the front stoop. I grabbed the railing and waited for my heart to stop pounding. Slowly the circles of light faded from my eyes, and I began to pull myself down the driveway. It was a clear, cold night. No wind at all. The nearly bare trees still as statues. I limped onto the sidewalk and stared in the direction of the Carpenter mansion. There was no moon, but the street appeared brighter than usual. Most houses had all their front lights on to look at trick-or-treaters. I saw the shopping bag into a trash can at the foot of a neighbor's driveway. Then I continued down the block, my cane tapping on the sidewalk. My back began to ache. My old legs trembled. I leaned over the cane, breathing hard. After half a block, I'd take a rest against a lamppost. Luckily, the carpeted mansion was on the next block. As I started on my way, two little girls came hurrying down the sidewalk, followed by their father. One girl wore colorful butterfly wings. The other wore lots of makeup, a gold crown, and a long fancy dress. "Ooh, he's ugly," the butterfly whispered to her friend as he came near. "Yuck," I heard the princess reply. "Look at the green stuff in his nose." I leaned close to them, opened my lips in a snarl, and rasped, "Get out of my way!" The little girls both let out frightened squeals and took off down the sidewalk. Their father flashed me an angry stare and hurried after them. An evil cackle escaped my lips. Seeing their frightened faces gave me new energy. Leaning on my cane, I tap-tapped my way across the street. A few minutes later, the carpeted mansion came into view. The huge old house stood dark and empty. Its stone turrets rose up to the purple night sky like castle towers. Huddled under a street lamp at the bottom of the weed-choked front yard stood my soccer team. My hogs, my first graders, my victims. They were all in costumes. I saw Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, mummies and monsters, two ghosts, a few for some superheroes, but I recognized them anyway. I recognized them because they were shoving one another, grabbing the trick-or-treat bags, shouting and fighting. I leaned against my cane, watching them from halfway down the block. My heart started to pound. My whole body trembled. This was it. My big moment. "Okay, guys," I remember softly to myself. "It's showtime." Chapter 21, next time, folks.